Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into the official MLS version of future stadiums coming to the United States. We're going to be focusing on several new MLS stadiums with the MLS constantly expanding. We're getting expansion teams. We're getting multiple new stadiums that are going up. A lot of these are big complexes that have concert halls. They've got hotels, things like that. The first one, it is Miami Freedom Park. But before I talk about Miami Freedom Park, there were multiple proposals for Inter Miami FC. The first one coming back in 2014. This one had some renderings. It was called Port Miami. You can take a look at those right on the port, right on the water, with a very futuristic, translucent overhang going around the entire stadium. That ended up not happening. You also had Little Havana, which was a rendering from 2014 to 2015 that would have placed the future stadium right next to Marlins Park, or what currently is Lone Depot Park. Then you have the Overtown rendering. That's another one that didn't end up happening. Kind of a wave overhang design, and that leaves us with what currently is planned to move forward, Miami Freedom Park. Taking a look at the very nice HD renderings of it, this will be happening on April 28th, 2022. The Miami City Council voted 4-1 to grant Inter Miami a 99-year lease for the site, with the stadium projected to open in 2025. On March 19th, the golf course was shut down to make way for construction of Miami Freedom Park. So it is very hard to find places to build stadiums in Miami. After several failed attempts, different stadium renderings, they finally were able to do it. And just taking a look at these renderings of the future Miami Freedom Park, you know, these MLS stadiums, they're all very similar. Normally, it's a two-bowl approach with one open end. I would kind of compare the stadium look to like a mid-tier Power 5 college football program. Normally, the cost is going to be anywhere from $200 million to upwards of $400 million, depending. And you can see the overhang going around it. Also, a very nice standing room area. And then it is more of a campus look. They're building up the area around it. It's not just the stadium. They purchased a big golf course to have the acres to build it up around it. And that is a major win. I would say the most unique factor of this future stadium in Miami is the conch shell type overhang that covers most of the seats. Actually, I think it covers all of the seats just looking at it. And there is the overall repurposed part of the golf course. You can see kind of how it was designed. Looks like they've got pathways, little nature scene there. Nice little greenery for Miami, and you also do have other soccer fields right beyond the new Miami Freedom Stadium that should be going up and should open in 2025. The golf course is closed, and construction reportedly has started there for that. The next one that is happening is the New York City FC Stadium that is expected to be completed in 2027, with New York City FC playing their home games at Yankee Stadium. A change had to happen. There's too many seats. It's just terrible. It's the equivalent of a college football team playing at an NFL stadium. You want your own place, and now New York City FC will have their own place in Queens. This was recently announced. New $780 million stadium. That's very expensive for MLS. It's going to be ready by 2027. That is almost like a Major League Baseball new stadium. That's how good these are getting. Plans to open 25,000-seat stadium in Queens for the 2027 season, and it will be fully privately funded, which I think everyone can agree that's normally how these stadiums should happen. If you've got an owner who's a multi-billionaire, they should be the ones that get the funds privately. If it's not from themselves, it should be from their business partners, because building a new stadium and not playing at Yankee Stadium, it is going to raise the validation of New York City FC because they have their own home. Now, looking at it, it is located right next to Citi Field. I wonder if that would have some issues for the Mets trying to get that retractable roof No, I think it would come from the other way. Yeah, it'd probably come from like the third baseline. But back to the stadium, there's another view of it. It is literally one street over from Citi Field. And you can see the area surrounding it also being built up as well. It fits like a glove right in between those two streets. That is coming in 2027, so still a little ways away, and it does have a futuristic exterior design. It reminds me a little bit of the new Tennessee Titans NFL multi-billion-dollar stadium that's being built in Nashville. Just kind of the way, the exterior, futuristic look of it. That's what I would say it reminds me of. You can see more. It is a sponsor. We'll have to see what the stadium name is. I'll take a wild guess. I'll say Apple Park. That's my guess. When is Apple gonna buy the rights to one of these stadiums? I don't think they have any of them. Not that I know of. Certainly not any professional made like baseball, basketball, football, hockey. When is Apple going to get into the game? When is Tesla going to get into the game? That'll be interesting. But there you can see more photos of it. We also do have the one-year-old Snapdragon Stadium, which is the San Diego State football Aztec team home stadium. That is now the home of San Diego MLS, and they are a new expansion team into the MLS. You can see it's a nice stadium, especially for an MLS club, maybe a little bit higher in terms of capacity, around 35,000 total in that one, but it was recently announced. They had a ceremony in San Diego about the team coming there. So in summary, right now we do have a new MLS stadium going up in Miami. That's going to be coming in 2025. In 2027, Queens, New York City will be opening theirs. And then this coming year, it will be the first year that San Diego will be playing, and they will be playing in Snapdragon Stadium, which is basically a brand new stadium. Again, it's just a year old. Taking a look at just how young this league is, look at the new stadiums. The last 4 stadiums, or actually 5 stadiums, opened within the last 2 years, with 3 stadiums opening in 2021, 2 stadiums in 2022. This is the Park City Stadium in St. Louis. I do want to look at a few of these just to kind of see what their builds are like. Most of these are just regular grass. You can see the Park City. Looks like they have a unique, almost restaurant-type design on the one end with, a lot of glass there, so that would be a pretty unique aspect of it. 2-deck approach, right around 20,000 in terms of capacity. Most of these are around 20K. That is for the St. Louis City SC. You've got Lower.com Field. What an amazing sponsorship that is. Lower.com for the Columbus Crew. This is Columbus MLS team. Their first year was 2021. This stadium has a capacity of 20,000 as well. Kind of a unique seating design. Also, you do have a ton of suites. Seems like more than the Park City project. And then this is the Q2 Stadium, which is the new MLS stadium for Austin, Texas. One of the, cities kind of on the rise. You can see it's got the green. It's got a very nice second deck that is super small, which is something that I like. And then you have the suites right above that. So the one big advantage these MLS stadiums have when you compare them to any other professional sports, it's the seating and it's the way the field is. There's really no bad seats. It's almost impossible for there to be any seats too far away from the action because all these stadiums only have a capacity of 20K. They're all covered by some type of overhang. We're seeing more and more of that kind of overhang Soccer Stadium design be influenced in other sports like the Buffalo Bills' new stadium. I'm expecting a lot more NFL stadiums to have some type of overhang, and the idea is it does protect the fans, but also it gives you the look and the feel of an open stadium, which is what you're trying to go for. So some new MLS stadiums with 2 new ones coming, and then technically you can kind of say a third new one if you want to include San Diego. It's a year old, but it's the first year it's going to be using it for MLS. Either way, guys, that is going to do it for this video. Make sure you're following me on Twitter. Link to that's always in the description. I'm, of course, the Depressed Ginger. Thank you for watching.